This game was pathetic, and now Steelers, Mike Tomlin, that illustrious, never had a losing record thing, that's going to go.
Yeah, the top G facade is fading away from Mike Tomlin very quickly, and there's a lot of competition in his division now, and he always had to deal with the Ravens, and that was it.
Yeah.
Never had to deal with Cleveland being good. Cincinnati, it was always like, oh, Cincinnati's competitive this year. That's cute. And then you almost lost to Cincinnati when you had, I don't know, Le'Veon Bell, Antonio Brown, Marcus Wheaton, Martavius Bryant. I'm like Jesse James at tight end. Still a really good defense at the time with Ryan Shazier still playing, who was on pace to be one of the best middle linebackers in NFL history. Yeah, you had all of the Arthur Moats. Cam Hayward wasn't old yet. So it's like you still had dudes. Big Ben wasn't a fossil yet. And you almost lost to the Bengals in Marvin Lewis in the playoffs. It's like these are the games where it's like
I can top it, though.
If it wasn't for Vontaze Burfict cracking AB's head, you lose.
Well, I can top that, though. Talk about how they almost lost. They lost to Tim Tebow. Tim Tebow, the guy who was one of the worst quarterbacks in NFL history. Yes, he was 7-4 for the 11-game stretch where his team averaged less than 15 points a game on defense.
Yeah,
but you lost to Tim Tebow in overtime. He throws a slant to Demaryius Thomas, and Demaryius Thomas takes it to the house for 87 yards.
Yeah.
They lost with all that talent you said around him, with Big Ben. This was in 2013, so I don't know if AB was there yet. I think they had Mike Wallace, though. Mike Wallace was good.
Yeah.
So it's like, and they had Emmanuel Sanders.
Mike Wallace was a freak. Yeah, you had Mike Wallace, Emmanuel Sanders.
Running back was probably, I don't think Jerome Bettis was there anymore, but they had dogs. That Steelers team was way better than the Broncos team. Yeah. That Broncos team had Tim Tebow, and then Tim Tebow goes to New England. They get annihilated, obviously, because that Broncos team was outside of that defense. That offense was abysmal because Tim Tebow was that offense, and Tim Tebow was terrible.
Yeah, the McCourty brothers pray too. You're not the only one, Tim Tebow.
Yeah, exactly. And then what did they do? They replaced him with Peyton Manning, and he threw for 55 touchdowns.
Yeah.
That's all you need to know.
Mike Tomlin is the one responsible for Stephen A. having to deal with Skip Bayless in the question, in the clutch, who would you rather have, Tim Tebow or Tom Brady? And then Skip Bayless goes, Stephen A., I can't tell you how much I've thought about this. I've pondered it, and I thought about the game last night. I've never seen anything like it. Well, Tom Brady's the best quarterback of all time. I wrestle with Tim Tebow being more clutch. And I have to be honest, Stephen A., when it comes down to the clutch, I want Tim Tebow. And then the next week, he absolutely gets annihilated by Tom Brady. He's like, sure, I want Brady for the whole game, but one drive on the money, I want Tebow. And then Mike Tomlin is the one responsible for that. And then when they were doing the whole Tebow ordeal, Terrell Suggs comes on and he's just like, no, Tim Tebow's not good at football. He's not a good starting quarterback. You need to stop comparing him to quarterbacks like Ben Roethlisberger or even Joe Flacco. It's like, this is ridiculous.